how can we achieve work-life balance? What is that one thing we could start doing today that will help us achieve work-life balance?
The number one thing you can do is learn how to build proper boundaries. So learning when to say no, when your plate is full and when you can't add any more is really, really important.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Life Research Institute, an institute that promotes healthy living and healthy aging across the lifespan. I am so honored today to be joined by Dr. Jane O'Reilly, who is an associate professor at the Telfer School of Management at the University of Ottawa. Her expertise is in organizational well-being and workplace relationships. She obtained her PhD from the Sauder School of Business at UBC, and she's been focusing on workplace maltreatment, workplace conflicts with colleagues, and so on, and how that impacts mental health and well-being. Thank you for being here.
Thanks so much for inviting me.
So can you please tell us how you got interested into this research area, and what have you noticed in terms of how workplace relationships impact the well-being of people in the workplace?
Through decades of research, my own and other fantastic research that's out there, we know that for better or worse, our workplace relationships will have a major impact on our well-being in general. They can help us establish a sense of social connectedness. Positive work relationships are also really important for maintaining psychological safety. So the feeling as though if we made a mistake at work or if we need to ask for help, we're not going to be unfairly reprimanded or embarrassed by that. Really important for buffering stress as well. They're also really important in terms of helping us deal with the challenges that we face that might otherwise cause stress.
Are those challenges different for younger employees versus more senior employees?
Naturally, in the early stages of our career, the biggest stressor we tend to face is workplace ambiguity. We're not really sure of our place. We're not really sure exactly of what we should be doing or how we should be handling the various challenges that we face. As we progress through our career, we get a little bit more comfortable with what we're doing, but we might face a lot more challenges when it comes to work-life balance as our workload has increased over the years.
Older generations, people tend to remain in one workplace longer and they feel fulfilled. But younger generations tend to change workplace and try different things. Is that because of that search of well-being and trying to find that place of fulfillment? Or?
You know, in today's modern organization, if you want to move up, sometimes you have to shift employers in order to kind of open new doors for yourself. But it's certainly impacting how people today develop and maintain relationships and camaraderie with their colleagues compared to 20, 30 years ago. So every time you move to a new job or a new organization, you're kind of starting again and building these relationships. And it can be particularly difficult in a remote work context where you're not sort of engaging in that water cooler talk, having a lot of face-to-face time with your colleagues. Especially younger employees are finding it a little bit more challenging.
How does feeling left out in your workplace can impact that work-life balance as you're trying to reach it, or your mental health even?
Some of my own research has shown that experiencing interactions where you feel left out or you feel invisible or you feel excluded can actually have a more powerful negative impact on our well-being compared to more overt negative social interactions like being yelled at or being mistreated in more obvious ways. It actually activates part of the brain that's associated with physical pain. So it's a social pain. So not only are employees who are left out of the social circle at work kind of experiencing a lot of psychological distress, but it also means that they don't have access to coworker support that can be really important when they're experiencing times of challenges regarding maintaining a balance in their work and life.
Is it possible to achieve work-life balance? And what are some tips that you would share with us to help us?
It's really important for coworkers and managers to support one another in helping to achieve work-life balance. And we know from the research that this type of support comes in two fundamental forms. One is emotional support. That's when we help our colleagues feel valued, supported, that we understand what they're going through. Active listening, showing your coworkers coworkers that you understand the experiences that they're going through, showing sympathy, and offering advice if they signal that they would appreciate some advice in the situation. And then the other is instrumental support. So this is when we provide a little bit more tangible resources and help to kind of alleviate some of the burden at work to help our colleagues achieve work-life balance. Offering to trade tasks or signing up for something that you know your coworker might do to lessen that burden for them, maybe advocating for a flexible work schedule or finding ways to sort of accommodate helping your coworker work from home, for example, if they normally work in person.
What are some tips or advice that you could share with us today that would help us achieve that balance?
So in addition to learning that it's okay to say no, it's also really important to ask for help when you need it. But we always think that, okay, I can just push through it and it'll eventually balance itself out. But a lot of times we do have to sort of actively help ourselves as well. And one way we can do that is ask others for help so that we can get that support that coworkers can provide us.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. O'Reilly, for this precious advice. Achieving work-life balance is not something we can do at all time points, and it's okay. It's okay to have periods where one takes over from the other, but eventually we will reach that balance. So as long as we're able to put into practice the precious advice that Dr. O'Reilly has shared with us today, please don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe so you can be notified every time that we post a new video. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.